Hey everyone, a student brought a song to my attention the other day, and I thought, this would be a perfect song for beginners. We're in the key of C. It uses some pretty basic chords. It's been done by George Benson. It's been done by Whitney Houston. Whitney was sued by Gordon Lightfoot because the bridge was so similar to one of his songs, but he was a nice guy about it and dropped the suit. And the song is I Believe the Children Are Our Future. The greatest love of all. I had to do the lyrics in my head before I got to the title. So we're starting with the C major chord. All right, you might be a beginner, but if you don't know the C major chord, then even this video is going to be too advanced for you. But stick with me anyway, you'll get something out of it. We're starting with a C major chord, and we're going to go to an augmented chord. Now what that means in simplest terms is, and that's the little plus sign, C plus. You just play a C triad, you raise the fifth. All right? Now if you have an inversion of C, the fifth is down here, and you raise that. Then it raises again, and we can call this a C6 chord. And then we move that note again, and we have C dominant seventh, which is just written as a C7. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Yeah, we need some younger people helping us out here. All right, then we go to F, and it's like the same thing. Show them all the beauty. I don't want to do too much. Copyright police are out there watching my every move. And I think maybe it goes back like that. And then we get to our 3 chord. What do I mean by that? In the key of C, there's no sharps or flats, so we just go up like this, and we find our 3 chord. So give them a sense. All right, and that's the chord, E minor, 3 chord, as an inversion, but it could really use the 7th. All right, how do I know that's the 7th? Look, 1, 3, 5, the 7. So I can put that 7 anywhere. I could put it here. I could move the 5 down to here. The beauty possessed inside. Give them a sense. Now here I left out the E. I played all the other notes, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th. Where's the E? It's in the bass, so you don't need to double it. You can double it in the left hand if you like, but I would not put it up there. Though it won't hurt a thing if you do. Sense of pride. And now what we're going to do is move around the cycle of fifths, all right? I know that's that thing, you see in music class. It's a circle. It's got to look like a clock. It's got the 12 keys. And, it simply means to move in the direction of a perfect fifth. So you move down a perfect fifth. Now, if you go up a perfect fourth, you get to the same note. So sometimes it's called the cycle of fourths, or sometimes it's called the cycle of fifths, and sometimes it's called the circle, and I wish they'd just pick one fucking name. So anyway, we got E minor, and then we get to A minor, because that's down a fifth, and then we're going to go down another fifth, but I'll go up instead, so I don't get, out of range here. And I'll come up to D minor, and let's see if that's the right chords. Sense of pride. And here's A minor. I'll add the 7th to make it easier. Here's D minor as an inversion with the 7th. Let the children's, and I think here on this G7, and by the way, now this is another little theory lesson. If you took all these chords and put 7ths on them, the only place that you naturally get a dominant chord is on the 5th, on the 5 chord. We call this the 5 chord or the dominant chord. All right? All the other ones are something else. This is a major 7th, that's a minor 7th, but the 5th will give you a dominant 7th using just the white keys. Because, the little distances here are unique to this one chord, right? Like this chord here only has that many, but this one, anyway, that's why you get it. Give them a sense. There's our E minor again. I'll play these in root position for a while. Of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laugh right around the cycle. Remind us how we used to be. And then it either goes back to C and does the second verse, or it goes, remind us how they used to be. Goes to the 4 chord, all right? And this is the part that kind of got the song in trouble, because it's so much like If You Could Read My Mind, where he sings, I'll never read that book again, because the end is just... You know, that part right there in the Gordon Lightfoot song. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. All right, my voice ain't warmed up yet. But anyway, it's the same thing. And it's a very simple progression. I mean, you hear this all the time. It's F down to C major, right? It's not an E chord, because E chord would have, be like that. This is C major, because if you rearrange the notes, let's put this one down here, there's a C major triad. All right, it's got to have thirds. If you see a 4th in there, it usually means it's not in root position, so you got to figure it out. It's very similar to like the Beatles, they go... Many songs go this way, so I decided long ago. All right, I'll try to sing it. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed. All right, so I'm just taking that chord, moving it down again, and here I'm on a D minor 7th. If I just keep this and change to a G, I get what we call a suspended chord. And this is like the most popular chord in rock music, really. And then that takes us right back to C, cycle of fifths. Then we get to the next part. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. All right. Now, there's probably detail about this song. I haven't listened to it. I just, I'm going on memory from like years ago. But I'm just keeping it simple, right? Maybe we'll come back and we'll listen to it and we'll get some detail and some little things that I might have a little bit wrong. But this will suffice. If you're a beginner, this will sound good, and it's accurate enough that nobody's going to call you out on it. The greatest love. So we're just going around the cycle of fifths. It'll be all white keys. Is get the G, and you can walk this down. It's like adding a 7th to the chord, but the bass player does it. And that'll take you right to E minor. You don't have to change anything up here. And then A minor, put the 7th in if you like. The 7th is right down from the root. Hey, there's probably an ending or something I'm forgetting, but anyway, that's enough of the song to get us going. And I'll tell you, I'll make you this promise. I will listen to George Benson. I'll listen to Whitney. I'll listen to anybody else who maybe has a good version of it, and I'll come back with a little more detail on this song. But it'll give you time to practice it and kind of, get good at it, and then we'll see if there's anything we need to add. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. Like and subscribe if you get down there. The little chart I wrote out, or if I can find a chart, I'll put it in the description. Click on the link there. It'll take you right to the page. No sideline to my website or any of that crap. Okay, thanks, everybody.